The problem with Fedor that he was really fast and strong, and he came from sambo, so he had the game to avoid Nogueira's jiu-jitsu. So the first fight we were surprised. The second fight, I think Nogueira was in the best shape ever of his life, and he was doing good actually. We trained a lot of sweeps and keep the fighter on the floor as soon as we thought that he could turn Fedor over and keep Fedor on the floor, and then from there we could maybe submit him or make him tired or whatever. So, but on the second fight, Nogueira tried to turn him over, and there was this clash of heads,
Sure.
and then the fight was stopped. I could see that we were getting there. That was our day because he kind of got lost in the process, and he was defending Nogueira attacks, but he was not hitting Nogueira like
Yeah.
usually he was used to do. So I think he was surprised. I realized that we cannot beat him in strength-wise, we cannot beat him because he was too strong. So I said, you know what, we're going to try to at least, and he was very fast as well, so we're going to try at least try to match the speed. So we lost a lot of weight, and we became really, really strong, and really fast on the ground. So Nogueira was training for 20 minutes non-stop in a full attacking mode all the time, and we built this conditioning during the 6 months or 5 months of training, and I was really impressed, man. I've been training a lot of different fighters, and for my whole life, and I don't remember a guy with Nogueira's condition for that fight. He was really, really fast for his speed, and his condition was really, really, really strong. He could fight for not for long. He could fight for long, but that's not the problem. He could fight for a long time in a very intense pace. And that's I think what Fedor was impressed in the second fight because he imposed a rhythm very strong, and you could see in his eyes. I could see Fedor's eyes. He was kind of open his eyes in a way. What I'm doing here, what this guy is doing. He was confused. And the clash was not intentional, of course, but it was something that happens when you get tired. You do stupid things, So that's what he did. Nogueira went for an arm drag on the half guard in the bottom, and he knew that he was going down, and he just put his head to stop, and then they clashed, and he could not go. He could not keep going because he could not continue because the dash that he was in his head was huge, So I think that's what happened. We were able to impose a speed that Nogueira didn't have because Nogueira was very strong and he could last long in the fight. He has a lot of endurance, but he was not a very fast fighter. And I think that was one of his problems when he got older, because when he got older, he got a little, everybody had that get older. That what happened to me as well. When I got older, I could see that I was not so fast as I was before. And Nogueira was not very fast when he was very young. He was very strong, and he could take a lot of punches, and he had a lot of will to win. But he was not, a very fast heavyweight. And when he got older, he got too slow. That's what I think. That's what happened to him. He got knocked out sometimes because of that. On the third fight, he was very smart, and he realized our intentions, and our mistake was that we didn't expect that he was going to be prepared for our game plan, and we didn't train our game plan, and he was prepared for what we were prepared for him. So again, we lost. It was pretty hard to beat that guy, man. He was too strong and too fast. The streets closed. We went to the subways, and beat subway, try to go station to station since 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock in the evening. So this thing made me exhausted.
It was going to be late. The biggest show of the year was about to start, beginning with Pride's traditional Parade of Fighters. They needed to make a quick decision.
So the guy called me from the Fuji TV and said, "What should I do?" I said, "Send my brother."
Rogerio was in the locker room already.
The president of the Pride came inside the room and said, "Please go there inside the ring, show the people, show the TV. Rodrigo's here, no?" I say, okay, give the cap, no? I put the cap, you didn't see my face. So I walk inside the ring, we face each other, me and the Fedor, and I feel like I'm going to fight with this guy, no? And I call Rodrigo, I say, "Split the money, man. I'm going to get it." After the third fight, and when I saw, Fedor tossing around Nogueira like a kid, I right away, right away, Nogueira he was in a good shape. The second fight he was better, but the third fight he was in good shape. We had some problems with his shoulder and his knees. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he was in good shape. But from the third fight, I said, "Yeah, that's enough." He got really hurt, and he is the kind of fighter who doesn't never give up. But after that fight, I said, "Listen, man, we cannot fight against this guy anymore. He is too much. He's too much for us. We cannot handle this guy. We're gonna fight 1,000 times, and his game doesn't fit your game, and that's it. And
that
you have to live with that."
And that has to be one of the hardest things for you to come to as a trainer, and for him to come to as a fighter, is to face that kind of reality just for his own good. Because as much as you want to win, you want to protect the people you care about too.
Exactly. I mean, it's not a personal thing. We are professionals, right? And we are like, listen, the guy, he's got a game that is very hard to beat, and if you want to fight this guy, we're gonna sacrifice your health.
Exactly.
We don't need that. We're gonna keep going. He was a nice guy, anyways, and we used to talk, on the backstage, and it is what it is. We had to make a decision. Listen, let's keep moving forward, and let's think about other fighters and try to live with that.
What was their relationship, their personal relationship like? Were they friendly with each other, Nogueira and Fedor? Were they?
Oh yeah. No, Fedor, he couldn't speak good English, but he was a very nice guy, very nice person. He was very friendly. He would come to us and shake hands with everybody, and he was very respectful. And we had a very good relationship with him and all the Russians,
Did you, how early did you guys fly out before a fight, and what did you guys do while you were there?
Yeah, was tough because we had to learn, right? It's like,
right.
It's like when you don't know how to swim and just throw you on the water. So we had some hard times in the beginning, but right away we learned how to do it. For us was tough because we had to go to America and then go to Japan. So it was roughly the best flight that we would take was from Rio to Los Angeles was like 12 hours, and then we were used to wait there for 2 hours and a half, 3 hours roughly, and then we have 15 hours. Then we have like a straight flight to Tokyo was 14 hours. So now we have 29 hours.
Right. It takes over a day to get there.
Yeah, so when we get there, we have, the customs and get our bags, and then 1 more hour by bus, because when we arrive, we don't arrive in Tokyo. We arrive in Narita. It's 1 hour from Tokyo. But right away, I realized that we could not stop. If we stopped, because the jet lag was 11, 12 hours, depending of the summer or winter.
we were used to get there like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, was 6 o'clock in the morning in Brazil. So we could not even let, the guy kind of bend a little bit and lay a little bit on the bus, because you would sleep, and if you sleep, you would lose everything.
Right.
You would lose the timing of getting back. Get used to the timing. So what I realized that it was tough. So we couldn't let nobody sleep. And as soon as we get in the hotel, we leave our bags. That was the order. We leave the bags on the floor. We pick up our fighting gear, and we would go training. We would arrive at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We would arrive at the hotel around 7, and then we would go straight to training, and we would train for 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Then we would go have dinner, and then we would go back into the hotel and sleep. Doing that, we would have nobody could survive that. So
Right.
when we get to the hotel, we would take a good sleep, and then the next day would be a little bit easier, and then we get like 2-3 days we could get a little bit better concerning the jet lag.